All right, Khan, Shalom, Shalom, Israel, Shalom to the Torah tribes of Yasha Allah. Giving, of course, all honor, glory, and praise unto the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shah. All right, Khan, that's all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, in the names of my Son, Yahweh Shah. All right, this is Brother Yasha Allah.
It's Brother Sarat.
Khan, oh, and in this video, we'll be going into what? As you can see, Yahweh Shah in the faith. Right. So again, as we're entering into Passover, you know what I'm saying? As we're entering into Passover through the Spirit, we want to make sure that we're trying to get into the Spirit of Yahweh, all right, and how He was moving, and what He was teaching upon it when He was upon the earth. All right, what was Yahweh getting into, man? You know what I'm saying? We want to understand what Yahweh was looking at. All right, was Yahweh looking and commemorating how big certain brothers' beards were? You know what I'm saying? Was Yahweh looking at how long somebody's garment was? Or how mighty a person's garment was? Yahweh he was looking at this one thing. He was looking at faith. That's what Yahweh is looking at. He's looking at your characteristics that you have, the things that you can't buy. You can't buy faith. You can't buy being hardworking. All of these things are traits that you have to build up. You know what I'm saying? Faith has to be given to you, you know, things of that nature. So first, I want to kick it off. Let's go to the book of Mark, chapter 2, and verse 1, right? To prove that. What did Yahweh look at when he was on the earth?
This is Mark. This is St. Mark chapter 2. This is St. Mark chapter 2, verse 1. And it reads, and again he entered into Capernaum after some days, and it was noised that he was in the house. And straightway many were gathered together, insomuch that there was no room to receive them, no, not so much as about the door. And he preached the word unto him, so like it unto them. And they came unto him, bringing one sick of the palsy, which was born of 4. And when they could not come nigh unto him for the press, they uncovered the roof where he was. And when they had broken it up, they let down the bed wherein the sick of the palsy lay. When Yahawashi said,
oh, it's lucky, real quick, King. It said one sick of the palsy, right? Palsy is being is like a paralytic. Somebody's paralyzed, right? Which was born of 4, meaning that he was carried by 4 men, right? And it says when they could not come nigh unto him for the press, meaning there were so many people that was about the house where Yahweh was. What do? They uncovered the roof where he was. So when you read this, you understand how the lengths they'll get to or they'll cross just to get to Yahweh, right? So these men had faith because they were get to these lengths. What if they didn't believe that Yahweh could heal? I mean, going through all this trouble, they already see how many people is like in the line is covering up the house to where Yahweh was, right? Imagine that, imagine that all these people. Hey, Jake, he'll pull up to a spot that you want to eat at. You know what I'm saying? And when he sees the line, he's like, all right, nah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it, right? I'm not waiting there. You know what I'm saying? He'll pull up to an In-N-Out or Raising Cane's or anything. And Jake will be like, look, if the line's too long, look, I'm not waiting. But certain Jakes, they'll be like, look, it's worth the wait. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'll wait. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get this food. I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to dig in. So it's all according to how the Lord put certain people's spirits. But when it says, and when they could not come nigh unto him for the press, they uncovered the roof where he was. So they uncovered the roof where Yahweh was. So they're going through all this length just to get to Yahweh. And when they have broken it up, they let down the bed wherein the sick of the palsy lay. So they let down the bed to where Yahweh was. Now let's go to verse 5. Let's see what Yahweh said.
This is St. Mark chapter 2, verse 5. It says, when Yahawashi saw their faith, he said unto when Yahawashi saw their faith,
So that's the
He's
first thing Yahawashi saw was their faith, right? When Yahawashi saw their faith, go ahead, King.
when he saw their faith, he
Mm-hmm.
said unto the sick of the palsy,
Mm-hmm.
Son, thy sons be forgiven thee.
You see that? Son, thy sins be forgiven. You see that? So Yahawashi said when he saw that, or like it says, when Yahawashi saw their faith. So that's something that we have to understand. And that's something that we really have to look at when Yahawashi saw their faith. Because again, Yahawashi, that's what he's looking for in the man of the Lord, in the woman of the Lord. How much faith do you have, man? Do you really believe? You know? Hey, let me just get this quick precept, right? Um, right? Let me get this quick precept. Hold on. It's like you got it, King. I'm gonna get this precept real quick.
Kind. And like the brother said, in these days, especially in these times, but back in the ancient days, they had faith. You know, a lot of people have faith just to see the Most High in the spirit. But nowadays, these people of the world today, there's no faith in this world. I want to get a precept through the spirit. Hey, there's no faith. They had little to faith just to on the Most High Yahweh or Yahweh Shai too. You know, let me get this precept real quick. You know, this second Ezra chapter 5 and verse 1, it says, Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall have taken in a great number, and the way of the truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. So as of right now, the truth is barren. There's not too many people that's walking around with the same faith as the people in St. Mark chapter 2. No, nobody's rushing into the Most High no more. Nobody's rushing to Yahawashi for nothing. And that's the type of faith that we need to be in. Even we can't let a heathen outdo us, have more faith in us. You know, brothers like to go to this precept, you know, it's a classic. But hey, we gotta look at what this heathen was talking about, man. Hey, the heathen had faith, man. And the Most High, and she was a heathen, right? This is St. Matthew chapter 15 and verse I'm gonna just get to the point. It says 24, it says, but he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Verse 25, it says, then came she and worshiped him, saying, Lord, help me. Hey, she said, hey, Lord, help me, man. Hey, this heathen, Canaanite woman, hey, she was like, hey, help me, Lord. And she knew that Yahawashi was the Lord. Verse 27, he said, and she said, truth. So like in verse 26, he said, but he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast it to dogs. And she said, truth, Lord, yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from their master's table. Verse 28, then Yahawashi answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith. And he said, O woman, great is thy faith, man. And he was talking to this heathen woman, man. And this heathen woman had more faith than a lot of people, man. And we can't let a heathen woman have more faith than our Lord and our Savior. You know, and when you read the story, and you know, people like to harp on, is not sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But you gotta understand, the lady still had faith in the Most High. She still understand the level of magnitude that Yahawashi had, right? I'm gonna finish it out to the spirit. He says, I'm gonna read it again. It says, verse 2, and this is St. Matthew 15 and 28. It says, then Yahawashi answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith. Be it unto thee, even as thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole from that very hour. You know, so the Most High, Yahawashi, had the spirit on him, and to see that this heathen woman had a faith and made her daughter whole in this thing. Same way as St. Mark chapter 2. Everybody's rushing to Yahawashi just to when you read about Yahawashi, I don't want to jump the gun, but when you read about Yahawashi and the things that people they were seeking after this man, you know, like pulling the roof off. People got to picture this, man. Pulling the roof off, pulling a man down basically down the chimney in a sense, you know, and literally said, heal this man because we know in fact that you could heal him. And everybody had faith like that in Yahawashi. But Khan, you got a key.
Khan, yeah, no, that's a good point, actually. That's a good point. And let's go to the book to expound on that. You know what I'm saying? Let's go real quick. I got 2 quick precepts. Let's go to the book of Mark, chapter 10 and verse, I think I'm on 40, let's see, 47, I think. 46.
Khan. This is St. Mark, chapter 10, verse 46. It reads, and they came to Jericho, and as he went out of Jericho with his disciples and a great number of people, blind Bartimaeus, the son of Timaeus, Timaeus, sat by the highway side begging. And when he heard that it was Yahawashi of Nazareth, he began to cry out and say, Yahawashi, thou son of David, have mercy on me.
Right. So this man, he's blind. Right. This man, he's blind. He's begging by the wayside. When he heard that it was Yahawashi of Nazareth, he hasn't even seen this man in the flesh. I mean, he can't see anything. He's blind. But he only heard about Yahawashi, heard about the miracles. I mean, hey, it could have been a lie. You know, it could have just been lies, whatever. But when he heard about Yahawashi, he heard about the fame of Yahawashi, that he would, he can heal, he does miracles. I mean, he does miracles. So when he heard that it was Yahawashi, he began to cry out. He doesn't even know where he's at. He is crying out, Yahawashi, just saying his name. And you can't just read it like an Edomite and say, and say, Jesus, thou son of David, have mercy on me. I mean, this man was lying. He was crying out. It says he was crying out. So he was literally yelling, Yahawashi, son of David, have mercy on me. Right? So he was literally shouting that out, trying to get Yahawashi's attention. Because, I mean, this cry out is like the cries out of the afflicted. Because he is afflicted. I mean, he's blind. And so when you read about that in the Old Testament as well, so-called Old Testament, whenever our people cried unto the Most High heard their cry. Let's go to the book of real quick just to prove that. Let's go to Nehemiah. I think I went 9:27. Right. Let me see. Nehemiah 9 and verse 27. Come on.
This is Nehemiah chapter 9, verse 27. It reads, Therefore thou deliverest them into the hand of their enemies, who vexed them, and in the time of their trouble, when they cried unto thee, thou heardest them. When they cried unto thee,
right,
thou heardest them from heaven. And according to the manifold mercies, thou gavest them saviors, who saved them out of the hand of their enemies.
Yeah, Khan. So exactly. So when they cried unto the Lord, when they cried unto the Most High, then the Most High heard them and delivered them out of their saviors. So this is exactly what's going on right here. Blind Bartimaeus, he's literally crying out unto Yahawashi. And that's his faith, right? That's his faith showing. He's crying out. He doesn't even know where Yahawashi is at, but he's crying out for help. Now let's go to verse 48.
Verse 48, and many charged him that he should hold his peace, but he cried the more of a great deal, Thou son of David, have mercy on me.
Right, and many charged him that he should shut up. Hey, shut up, bro. Hey, literally. And guess what? What does this symbolize? Guess what? Every brother in this truth symbolizes Bartimaeus, blind Bartimaeus, because we're crying out unto Yahawashi. You have people, demons on the sideline saying, "Hold your peace." No, you don't speak that over here, right? Hey, get on with that, man. We're trying to prophesy the word of the Lord. We're trying to talk about the Most High. Nobody wants to hear it, man. Right? Everybody's charging us that we should hold our peace. But what do we have to do? We have to cry the more great deal, showing our faith, showing that we don't care, man. You know, when you walk in faith in this faithless generation, people are going to point fingers. They're going to be like, "What the hell are you talking about?" You know, people, they're stressing over their worldly things. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to pray onto the Most High. They're trying to just deal with it carnally. But here you are, you're trying to be spiritual in all things. You're praying onto the Most High. You're not letting things stress you up because you're literally believing in Yahawashi. You're believing in the Lord. You know, you're reading the words of the Lord. So when you have faith in this faithless generation, people are going to point fingers. They're going to try to make fun of you. They're going to tell you that you should hold your peace, right? They're going to tell you to shut up. But what did blind Bartimaeus do? He cried the more a great deal, saying, "Thou son of David, have mercy on me." Now let's keep going, right?
Verse 49. And Yahawashi stood still and commanded him to be called. And they called the blind man, saying unto him, Be of good comfort, rise, he calleth thee.
Right.
And he casting away his garment rose and came to Yahawashi. And
Uh-huh.
Yahawashi answered.
That garment is symbolic for that old man. So he cast off the old man and rose and came to Yahawashi. Go ahead. Come on.
Verse 50. I'm going to read 50 again. This is St. Mark chapter 10, verse 50. And he rose, and he casting away his garment rose and came to Yahawashi. And Yahawashi answered and said unto him, What wilt thou that I should do unto thee? The blind man said unto him, Lord, that I might receive my sight. And Yahawashi said unto him, Go thy way, thy faith had made thee whole. And immediately he received his sight and followed Yahawashi in the way.
Yeah, Khan, that's mighty. Yahawashi said, Go thy way, thy faith had made thee whole. So Yahawashi, again, he saw his faith, man. Did Yahawashi say, because you read 1,000 chapters? Not saying that's bad, but again, Yahweh's not necessarily looking at the carnal things. He's not looking at, for example, how long your beard might be, if you had a fresh haircut, if you're jacked or if you're not jacked, if you work out, if you don't work out, what's your mile time? The Lord's not looking at, what I'm saying, these carnal things. He's saying, Go thy way, thy faith hath made thee whole. And so it's our faith at the end of the day that's going to make us whole. It's our faith at the end of the day that is going to secure us and comfort us. Our faith in the Yahawashi and our faith in the Most High, right? It's what's going to heal us from all our infirmities, right? The Lord said, real quick, before you got it, King, this is the book of, let's go to real quick, Sirach 38, Con. Sirach 38. Also wanted to get James chapter 5 as well. But let's get
Sirach 38.
Yeah, Con, Sirach 38 and verse 9.
Okay, right? Con. This is Sirach chapter 38 in verse 9. It reads, My son, in thy sickness be not negligent, but pray unto the Lord, and he will make thee whole.
Right. So, but pray unto the Lord. Why? Because through your what? Through your faith, you're going to be made whole. Right? You see that? Let's also go to James chapter 5 and verse number 15. Right? Your faith is going to make you whole.
This is James chapter 5 and verse 15. It reads, And the prayer of faith shall save the sick.
Wait, the prayer
of Lord, the prayer of faith shall save the sick. And the Lord shall raise him up. And if he have committed sins, they shall be forgiven him.
Yeah, you see that? The prayer of faith shall save the sick, because again, your faith shall make you whole. All right, last one. Let's go to Matthew 9 and verse 9. Matthew 9 and verse number 20.
This is Matthew chapter 9 and verse 20. It reads, And behold, a woman which was diseased with an issue of blood 12 years came behind him and touched the hem of his garment.
Right.
For she said
Salaki, I just want to touch on the fact that the hem of his garment, when you go into the blue letter for him, is talking about fringes. So yes, Yahawashi wore fringes, and yes, you have to still wear fringes, man. Why don't you want to wear fringes? Right? We have certain brothers saying that, the fringes, that's an added law. You don't have to wear that. Or you have Christians, they're saying, yeah, I keep the commandments. And then, brother, you don't even have fringes, man. What are you talking about? You keep the commandments. I love the Lord and I love my neighbor. Well, guess what? You have to wear fringes too. Yahawashi wore. All right, but Khan, I just want to touch on that, man. Khan, you got it.
Khan, that's beautiful. This is St. Matthew chapter 9, verse 20 at the top. And behold, a woman which was diseased with an issue of blood 12 years came behind him and touched the hem of his garment. For she said within herself, If I may but touch his garment, I shall be whole. But Yahawashi turned him about, and when he saw her, he said, Daughter, be of good comfort. Thy faith had made thee whole. And the woman was made whole from that hour.
Yeah, exactly. Be of good comfort. Thy faith had made thee whole. Because she said, again, look at what she said. If I may but touch his garment, I shall be whole. So if I touch his garment, I'll be healed. That's what she's saying to herself. If I can just touch Yahweh Shah's fringes, I'm gonna be whole. I mean, your fringe is on your shirt, man. It's not like she's saying if I touch his arm, you know what I'm saying? If I you know what I'm saying, if I embrace him, she's just saying maybe if I just touch his garment, his fringes, right, I will be whole. And Yahweh Shah was like, look, your faith had made you whole, man. So again, this is another precept validating the fact that we have to have faith, especially because we're incomplete without it, man. Yeah, faith is that missing piece, if for lack of better terms, that missing piece that we need, right, to make to make our lives whole. Because without faith in this world, without faith in the Messiah, without faith in the Most High, you're lost, man. You don't know what to do. You don't know what to believe in, right? You don't know to go to this, to the left hand, to the right hand, to go straight, go back. You don't know what to do, right? So yeah, Khan, you got it, King.
Khan, yeah, that's beautiful through the spirit, because ultimately, a lot of people like to cope with different things, right? And they go, use these different mechanisms to try to heal themselves. But ultimately, we got to always come back to the Most High, right? Because I like the precept the brother pulled, Sirach 38 and verse 9. It says, "My son," and I'm gonna read it again. "My son, in thy sickness be not negligent, but pray unto the Lord, and He will make thee whole." And we got to understand that that's what's gonna make you whole. Let me get this precept real quick, because this precept, it correlates to it through the spirit. Precept by precept always. It reads. Let me find it real quick. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 16, at verse 12. 8 precept always links things up, right? It says, "For it was neither heard nor malifying plaster that restored into health, but by thy word, O Lord, which healeth all things." And we know, and Yahawashi is that word, and we know how much we need the Most High in this thing, how much faith we have to withstand all things. If we sick, we gonna get down our knees through the spirit of the Most High, and say, "Call Allah Yahweh by Shem, Mashiach, Wam like Yahushua, heal me, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahshua, and heal me through the spirit." Not, let me go to this pharmacy and let me get some Benadryl. Not saying you can't no Benadryl or anything like that. You want people to get simple, but at the same token, we're gonna call him the Lord before we do anything like that. And that's what anything through the spirit, right? And let me get this precept in St. Matthew chapter 4, because you gotta understand the spirit and the faith people have to have to in the Most High, in Yahawashi, in the time that they was in. What type of men that don't have faith would just leave their job and follow their man, follow a man? Not too many people will say that. Leave their livelihood and to just walk straightly to the Most High, right? Let me get St. Matthew chapter 4 and verse 18. And it's the spirit everybody have to be in through the spirit. We got to walk to the Most High, walk toward the Most High and wholeheartedly, right? This is St. Matthew 4 and 18. It says, "And Yahawashi, walking by the Sea of Galilee, saw two brethren, Simon called Peter, and Andrew his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishers. And he say unto them, Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." He said, he walked up to him. Said, "Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." A lot of Jake in the world now be like, "Hey, brother, what are you talking about? Fishers of men? What are you talking about?" This is my job. I'm not leaving my job, especially these coons, man. A lot of coons, I ain't leaving. I'm not leaving this establishment. It pays me well. It pays me good. These brothers say, "Nah, I don't care." Right? Let's keep. The next precept. It says, "And they straightway left their nets and followed him." Man, they threw down their nets and kept it pushing, man. This is their livelihood to eat, to provide for their family, to provide for themselves, and they straightway threw they nets down and followed the Most High, right? And that's how we got to be in the spirit. Follow the Most High wholeheartedly through all things, man, because it might be your job on the Most High, it might be your family on the Most High, it might be a lot of things versus the Most High. But who we gonna let me get this preset real quick. Who you gonna choose, in these days, right? It reads, this is St. Matthew chapter 6 and 24. It says, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon. And you can't serve two gods. Either the Most High Yahweh or Yahawashi, or anything else you got in the works, right? Hey, Salaki King.
Oh.
I think that we got a text that the live is off through the spirit. Hey,
word?
Yeah.
Live is off?
It's probably some Satan, man. Come on, let me see real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, we back. Hey, hey, Satan. Yeah, Satan. Hey, Salaki. So, but basically, we can't serve two masters in anything. It's either you're gonna follow the Most High straightway and cast everything off, like Simon Peter did, and Andrew, his brother, and follow the Most High wholeheartedly, man. And that's what we got to do in this thing. Not Terry and say, oh, hey, I love my job more than Christ. No, you gotta have faith in Christ wholeheartedly, man. And that's ultimate faith, man. Right? I want to get this other precept through the spirit. Like they say, it's messing up again, King.
Hell, wait, hold on. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Hold on, Salaki.
Salaki, let me see real quick.
It's messing up. What the hell? Oh, it should be back now. Should be back now.
They say keep coming back on and off to the spirit, King.
On and off?
Yeah, like it would be blank black through the spirit. Let me see, King. Yeah, like it would be blank black. All right. It looked like it's working. It's spirit. Oh no, it's black again. Let me see. Yeah, like it would just.
All right, well, I mean, it looks like it's working now. I don't know. What you think?
It look like it's working. It look like it's working.
All right, Khan. Yup, it's just Satan.
Say.
Yeah, we're going to continue with the live. You got it, King.
Khan. Yeah, hey, like you're saying, he's either see, say you're trying to kind of mess with, but brothers were saying through the spirit, but ultimately it's always the Most High or you through the spirit. I mean, Most High or this world. You can't serve two gods. I'm gonna read it again through the spirit. I had another precept I was going to go to. Let's see. It's St. Matthew chapter 6 and verse 24. It says, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon. So we can't serve this world and not Yahawashi in the sense. We gotta pick Yahawashi above all things, just like Simon Peter did, and just like Andrew did through the Spirit, man. And that's ultimate faith, to choose the Most High Yahawashi over your livelihood, right? Kind of, I got another precept, but I'll let you get in that thing, King. I don't know.
Oh, Khan. Now you got it. I'll just go up to you, Spirit.
All right, Khan. Let me get St. John chapter 9 and verse 2 through the Spirit. I'm gonna get to the point. This is St. John chapter 9 verse 1. And it says, and as Yahawashi passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth. And the disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Yahawashi answered, neither have this man sinned nor his parents, but that the works of Yahweh should be made manifest in him. I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day, the night cometh when no man can work. As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. When he had thus spoken, he spat on the ground and made clay of spittle and anointed his eyes of the blind with the clay, and said unto him, Go wash in the pool of Siloam, which is by an interpretation sent. He went his way, therefore, and washed and came to sin. Right? Hey, so this man, he was blind in this, man. He was blind in this thing. Hey, this man, they had no sin in this thing. So, and we know you do our works through our sin. I mean, we do our works by not keeping the law. And they have faith in and they have faith in Yahawashi, they have faith in the law, they have faith in Yahweh and all the things that we're doing. And that's why this man was healed through the Spirit. Ultimately, just to show the Most High power in his works through the Spirit. But Khan, you got it, King.
Khan. No, yeah, that's exactly right, man. That's exactly right. That's why we have to have faith. It's so important to have that, man. You know what I'm saying? For a number of reasons. But having faith in the Messiah, having faith in Yahawashi, we see how by our forefathers doing so, it helped them. Right? It healed them, made them whole. Both on the physical and on the spiritual level. And yes, these were actual miracles. All right. These were actual miracles done by Yahawashi. All right. They healed our people. Right. Now I'm gonna go to the book of let's go real quick, man. Right, to the book of Matthew, chapter 8. And let's go to verse right. Hey, it's a lot. Like I said, we're gonna try to be focusing on Yahawashi, you know what I'm saying, and the faith that or the faith that our people had, right? And that Yahawashi was always identifying the matters on faith. Now, actually, before we get that, right? Before we get that, let's go to the book of let's hit these precepts real quick. Let's go to the book of Mark, chapter 9, verse 23. Right? Let's go to Mark chapter 9, verse 23. Actually, it started verse 18.
This is St. Mark chapter 9, verse 18. It reads, and wheresoever he taketh him, he teareth him, and he foameth, and gnasheth with his teeth, and pinneth away. And I spake to thy disciples that they should cast him out, and they could not. And he answered him and said, O faithless generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him unto me.
Right. So Yahawashi said, Salakia, Yahawashi said, oh, faithless generation. Hey, guess what? Yahawashi was getting on us, man. Because guess what? We're a faithless generation. All right. We're a faithless generation. Because Yahawashi said, if you have the faith as a mustard seed, you can move these mountains. Right? If you really believe, now these mountains, it's not really in the sense literal. It's talking about what? Spiritually. And when you're in this truth, you have to climb certain mountains, right? You have to get over the hurdles. You know what I'm saying? These hurdles are your walk in the truth, man. It's not gonna be a cakewalk to the kingdom. All right. Got to get over that hump. Got to get over that hump. Got to get over that mountain. Got to climb the mountain. which is just stumbling blocks that's in your life and you're walking this truth, right? But Yahawashi said that we're ultimately a faithful generation because, as a brother also brought out in 2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 1, that this land is going to be barren of faith. All right. A lot of people are not going to believe. Let's hold that. Let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 8, and let's go to verse 24. All right. I think
This is St. Matthew chapter 8 and verse 24. And it reads, And behold, there arose a great tempest in the sea, and insomuch that the ship was covered with the waves, but he was asleep. And his disciples came to him and awoke him, saying, Lord, save us, we perish. And he said unto them, Why are ye fearful, O ye of little faith? Then he arose and rebuked the winds and the sea, and there was a great calm.
Yeah, so calm. Yahawashi said again, you guys are faithless, man. Why are you being fearful? Hey, when we're being fearful, that's really our lack of faith, right? Because I mean, if you're doing everything you have to do for the Lord and you're being fearful, guess what? What is that? You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? Brother, don't you believe in these precepts? And of course, that's just the flesh sometimes. We know that the flesh is weak, the spirit is willing. But ultimately, us being fearful, that's just the flesh, right? That's the flesh. It's not the spirit talking. So, and that's also what? A lack of faith, right? It's a lack of faith. It's a lack of the water. Right now, let's go back to this real quick. In Mark chapter, see, you got demons all over the place. You got allergy demon. So, like you said, what?
I was gonna start where you left.
All right, yeah, you got it.
This same Mark chapter 9, verse 19. Read it again. And he answered him and said, O faithless generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him unto me. And they brought him unto him. And when he saw him, straightway the spirit tear him, and he fell on the ground and wallowed foaming. And he asked his father, How long is it ago since this came unto him? And he said, Of a child. And oftentimes it have cast him into the fire and into the waters to destroy him. But if thou canst do anything, have compassion on us and help us. Yahawashi said unto him, If thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth.
Right. So Yahawashi said everything is possible to you if you believe. That's an importance of faith. If you have faith, you can do anything, man. You can literally do anything. And Yahawashi, he can do anything for you if you believe. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the importance of faith that we need to have. And also, Shalom, King. God, all praises to the Most High.
Shalom,
right? So that's the importance of faith, man. You know, because if we have that much faith, we can do anything. You know, guess what? Yahawashi, he can do anything for you. The Lord said, if any man lack wisdom, let him ask of God. Right? But ultimately, you have to have that faith for your prayers to be heard on high, you know? And so, and also real quick, let's go, right? And then you got it, King, in the book of Matthew, chapter 8, right? Let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 8, and verse number, right? Let's go to Matthew, chapter 8, and verse number 9. Or you could, like verse 8, we'll skip down.
This is St. Matthew chapter 8, verse 8. All right, you want 10 or 9?
8, and then we will skip down to 10.
Okay, come. This is St. Matthew chapter 8, verse 8. The Satirian answered and said, Lord, I am not worthy that thou shouldest come under my roof, but speak the word only, and my servant shall be healed. For I am a man.
Salakia. This man, he said, look, just speak the word. You know what I'm saying? You're not even worthy to come into the roof of my house. Just speak the word, right? So guess what? Yahawashi, he was impressed by that, man. Wait, just speak the word. Because, according to the book of 1 Corinthians, Paul says that the Jews require a sign and the Greeks seek out the wisdom. So a lot of Jakes, they want to see it, right? That's why they can't come into this thing. That's why a lot of Jakes, they lack faith because they need to see it right?
Hey,
You know what I'm saying? Con, what you talking about? UFOs, chariots? Talking about Yahawashi. Hey man, get the hell out of here with that. You know?
hey, God.
Hey, I mean, it's crazy. You want to claim, even Christians, man. Christians lack faith. You know, how are you a real Christian, man? How you a Christian? You lack faith. You know, but nevertheless, our people, man, they need to see it. That's the problem. That's the problem because guess what? This man, he didn't necessarily need to see it. He said, just speak the word. You know, just say that my servant will be healed and he will be healed. That's how much faith he had, right? And remember, this centurion is not. People say, all right, that's an Edomite. That's not an Edomite, man. All right. Where did it say it's the Edomite? First of all, people that saying that's the Edomite, right?
Mhm.
Where did it say that's the Edomite? It's just a centurion. All right, but Con, let's skip down to real quick, verse 10. All right.
Verse 10, it reads, Then when Yahushua heard it, he marveled and said to them that followed, Verily I say unto you, I have not found so great faith, no, not in Israel.
Right.
And
So he said, oh, so like he was like, look, I have not found so great faith. No, not in Israel, man. Right. So this man, he was commemorating this man's faith, man. So like Yahushua was commemorating this man's faith. Remember, like we keep saying, Yahushua is not looking at, you know, how shiny your teeth are, right? Or you know, how how long your locks are, man. He's not looking at, certain things like that, or what I'm saying, the color of your bandana, right? What type of phone do you have? The Lord's not looking at these things. He's looking at your faith. And that's what he's going to commemorate you based on. Right? But you got it, King.
hey, Yahushua don't care that you got all that Gucci Louis product, man. You don't care about none of that, man. You don't care about your nice car. You don't care about a lickety split that you talking about, right? You know. But let me get I'm gonna get this preset real quick. I'm gonna get this preset real quick. I'm gonna just go to this preset. So like, yeah, I'm gonna get Matthew chapter 21 and 21 through the Spirit. This is St. Matthew chapter 21 and verse 21, and it reads, Yahawashi and I'm gonna start at 21. Just get to the point through the Spirit. This is St. Matthew 21 and 21. It reads, Yahawashi answered and said unto them, Verily I say unto you, if ye have faith and doubt not, ye shall not only do this which is done to the fig tree, but also if ye shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed and be thou cast into the sea, it shall be done. Just like the brother would eat, the brother was calling it through the Spirit, bring it out through the Spirit. Hey, the Most High said, hey, if you have faith, hey, you could do anything. And doubt, you shouldn't doubt nothing. And like the brother, he was like, if you fear, hey, that's doubting through the Most High. You don't want to have a lack of fear in Yahushua. You got to make sure that we wholeheartedly have utmost a faith in the Most in Yahushua, to know that he's going to be delivered. He's going to save us out of any predicament. He's ready to heal us from sick, poor, anything you needy, anything that you need. And we got to have faith in that thing. We got to have faith in the Most High, in Yahushua of all things. And you could do anything, and people try to misconstrue and think it's just faith is just nothing. Like, that's what it's all about. Faith, because like the epistle say, you know your faith by your works, and that's a big thing through the Spirit, right? Let me get Matthew chapter 23, and let me see. I want to start at I'm gonna start at 22 through the Spirit. This is St. Matthew chapter 23 and 22, because ultimately faith is always been a part of everything. It's always been a part of the law. It's always been a part of how our forefathers always moved. They always have faith in the Most High, right? This is St. Matthew chapter 23 and verse 22. It says, and he that shall swear by heaven, swear by the throne of God and by him that sitteth thereon. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye pay tithing of mint and anise of cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. These ought ye to have done, and not to leave the other undone. And he says, so y'all doing, y'all not even focused on the heavier matters. You know, faith is all a part of the law. You gotta have faith, mercy, to the Most High, and everything that the Most High provides. You know, you gotta have a structure. You gotta have all these things, a structure into you, not just a one thing. Then you'll be unbalanced to the spirit. You want to make sure you have a faith in Yahawashi that He's going to do everything that the book said, not just He gonna do this but not gonna do that. No, what did the book say? What did the prophecy say? Right? Let me get this precept real quick through the spirit. This is John, St. John. Because we can't be a wishy-washy. You know, we got to make sure we believe in Yahawashi wholeheartedly, right? This is 20, and this is St. John chapter 20 and verse 31, and it reads, but these are written that ye might believe that Yahawashi is the Mashiach, the son of Yahweh, and that believing ye might have life through his name. You know, so he ultimately, you gotta give that, like the brothers, he said high reverence, man. You gotta give that respect to Yahawashi. You gotta have that faith. You gotta have that much faith in Yahawashi that you not gonna waver. Everything that was written for you, for the learning, touching the hem on the garment, running him down. Brothers was running him down just to get closer to Yahawashi, man. You know, I was gonna bring that precept out later, but brothers was literally rushing to the Most High, doing like this, racing, man, just to get to Yahawashi, just to see him, man. Mm-hmm. You know, how much more us in the spirit that don't have these signs? We got our records to show us, but ultimately we gotta perform it through the spirit. But Khan, you got it, King.
Yeah, no, that's completely right, man. That's completely right. And I want to get a precept on that, what you were saying. Let's go to John 20. Right? Let's go to John 20 and verse number John 20 and verse 1. Right? Yeah, men literally trying to run to Yahawashi, running to see him, man. You know? And I mean, it's written in the scriptures for a reason, though. So, right? Let's go to John chapter 20 and verse 1.
Come on. This is St. John chapter 20, verse 1. It says, the first of the week cometh Mary Magdalene early, when it was yet dark, unto the sepulchre, and seeth the stone taken away from the sepulchre. Then she runneth and cometh to Simon Peter and to the other disciples, whom Yahawashi loveth, and saith unto them, they have taken away the Lord out of the sepulchre, and we know not where he have laid him. Peter therefore went forth, and the other disciples came to the sepulchre. So they ran both together, and the other disciples did outrun Peter and came to the sepulchre. Can we keep on, Keith?
Right, Khan. It came first at the sepulchre, Khan. So it says, so they ran both together. They were racing to see who would get to Yahawashi first. And I mean, it's reported that John outran Peter, right? But it said they came to the sepulchre, man. Right? They came to the sepulchre, right? It says that, so they ran both together. The other disciple, they run Peter, and came first to the sepulchre. So I mean, they're running to Yahawashi, right? In Song of Solomon 1 and 4, it says, "Draw me, we will run after thee." So the versions are running after Yahawashi, just kind of like on a worldly level. You know, you might see the celebrity and all these girls is running after him. That's kind of how, you know what I'm saying, the virgins, which are symbolic for who? The 144,000. All right, because they're virgins. When you go to the book of Matthew, chapter 25 and verse 1, it says that the kingdom of heaven is likened unto 10 virgins. You know, so we're those 10 virgins. 5 were wise, 5 were foolish. But 10 verses going into what? Complete amount, right? But also going into what? Israel. Because Israel is the bride of the Lord. Are pursuing, various scriptures, Isaiah 54 verse 5, for thy maker's thy husband. So we see that in the Bible that guess what? You have the elect literally running after Yahawashi. Are you willing, are we willing to run after Yahawashi? You know what I'm saying? Are we willing to run to this truth? Certain brothers that might be straddling the fence. Get your fringes, brother. You got to get fringes, man. Why don't you run into the Lord? Why aren't you running into this thing? Of course you want to count the cost, but I mean, if you have the opportunity, if you have the opportunity to get the kingdom and it's presented unto you, why would you want to stay in the world, man? There's nothing in there, right? Brother's like, man, I'm counting the cost. And it's true. Do I really want to come in this thing? Brother, I mean, come on now. Run into this thing, run into this thing, run after Yahawashi. You see him and run to him, just like how the disciples did, just like the apostles did. Let's go to the book of real quick. 24. Let's see the spirit that Thomas kind of had compared to the other disciples, right?
John,
24.
You say you want what, King? Salaki?
John 20:24.
Okay, okay. This is St. John chapter 20 and verse 24. It reads, but Thomas, one of the 12 called Didymus, was not with them when Yahawashi came. The other disciples therefore said unto him, we have seen the Lord. But he said unto them, except I shall see in his hands the print of the nails, and put my finger into the print of the nails, and thrust my hand into his side, I will not believe.
So he said, look, I'm not going to believe you, man. I'm not going to believe. He's talking about Yahawashi's back. Man, I don't believe that, man. Man, unless I touch him and unless I put my hands into his side, I'm not going to believe you, right? Now, again, some brothers say, well, he wanted to prove it. But the other disciples, they believed.
They prove all things.
They prove all things. Hey, but the thing is, you can't prove all things with Yahawashi. It's either you believe Yahawashi walked the earth or not, man. It's nothing really else. You don't have a picture. This is Yahawashi, right? You don't have, what I'm saying, any type of artifacts for real. People say they found the place in which he was born or in which he was raised at, but you never know, right? You never know. I mean, it's just you barely have anything. I mean, that certain people they walk the earth. It's in fact, you know what I'm saying? You can see Barack Obama right now. You can see Donald Trump. These men are literally walking the earth. You can see the brothers Iraq, me. We're literally walking the earth. You can talk to us, hit us up on the phone. But with Yahawashi, is no prove all things with Yahawashi, right? You can't prove all things with the Lord. It's either believe in these words or not. You can't call up Yahawashi on the instead of 911, it's 144, right? 144, kind of dial it up on speed though. You don't have Yahawashi. You have Yahawashi on damn WhatsApp or iMessage, man. Right? You can't literally just talk to him like that. It's either you believe in these words or you don't. Right? So Thomas, he was kind of wavering in that faith because you had other apostles. They believed, right? They believed that Yahawashi was rose up again. So let's go to verse 27. Right?
This is St. John chapter 20 and verse 27. It reads, then said he to Thomas, reach hither thy finger, and behold my hands, and reach hither thy hand, and thrust it into my side, and be not faithless, but believing.
And be not what?
Be not faithless, but believing.
Yeah, you see that? He said, be not faithless, but believing. See, why did Yahawashi say that? That's crazy. Yahawashi wasn't even here when Thomas said that. And this was 8 days after. Right? Yahawashi said, be not faithless, but believing. Yeah, I heard what you said, man. Yahawashi is like, I heard what you said. You needed to thrust my side. Okay, Con, I'm gonna give you that. But be not faithless, but believing. At the end of the day, we can't be faithless, man. Right? And I know that sometimes that's hard because again, the flesh. But I mean, that's the spirit that Yahawashi was walking in. He was walking in faith. That's the spirit that when you read Hebrews 11, a beautiful chapter, all our, like how the brother said, all our forefathers, right, the righteous of them, was walking in faith. Let's go to verse 29 real quick, and then you got it,
Verse,
King.
verse 29. Yahawashi said unto him, Thomas, because thou hast seen me, thou hast believed. Blessed are they that have not seen and yet believed, but
Right.
yet not believe. So I can.
Yeah, who is that talking about? Right? Who is that talking about? Anybody that believes in Yahawashi that came after this fact, right? And that includes us. We believe in the Lord. We're literally reading these words, right? We believe that these things are true. We're doing the best of our ability, these things that's written. And let's go to verse, let's read, or just keep reading from there.
Verse 30. And many other signs truly did Yahawashi in the presence of his disciples, which are not written in this book. But these are written that ye might believe that Yahawashi is the Christ, the Son of Yahweh, and that believing ye might have life through his name.
Right, and that believing you might have life through his name. So that's why these words are written, so that through these words we believe through the name of Yahawashi Hamashiach. Right. So I mean, again, brothers want to prove all things with the Lord. Hey, where did the Lord live at? Where's his burial site at? Hey, Yahawashi has blocks or apples, right? Hey, man.
How tall was he?
How tall was he, man? Hey, y'all believe in the man. You don't even know how tall he is. See that, right? Brothers just want to scoff like that, man. Again, faith is something that is very far-fetched in this world, right? It's very far-fetched. In this world, you don't necessarily have to need faith because everything is computerized. You know what I'm saying? You can pull it up on your computer. You can literally you got GPT, you know? Chat GPT do your damn whole essay, right? Write a whole essay for you, man. It's crazy. Hey, Con, in this world right now, you can literally walk outside and just think about this. You can walk outside and you can see a freaking how let's say even like maybe 10,000 pounds, right, of iron just flying in the air. They didn't have that in the ancient world. So this age is an age of technology, it's an age of information. It's not an age of faith, though, right? It's not an age of faith. Why? I mean, why do you need faith? You know what I'm saying? In this world, to operate in this world, to operate in this truth, you need it. But in this faith, I mean, in this world, you don't need it. You can be like, yeah, I'm gonna be in New York next week. But back then in the ancient world, it's all up to faith. You didn't know. I mean, to make a travel a distance that far, you need a lot of faith in the Lord. You need a lot of praying, a lot of fasting, and then you go ahead and make that journey. And you just move in the faith, man, because anything can happen. But you could just hop on a plane, go to New York, come back next week. You know. So I mean, So yeah, in this world, people don't have faith, but in this truth, you need faith, and it's vital. It's very vital. You got it, King.
That kind is very vital, man, and it's very it's a necessity. You gotta have faith in this thing because, like the brother said, hey, who cares if you don't believe, man? Who cares? Do the Most High really cares if you believe this is not gonna happen, right? The Most High, Yahawashi don't give a damn if you don't believe, man. He said, "Well, I said it. I know it's gonna happen through the Spirit." So who are we, right? Who are we to neglect what He say, right? I'm gonna get this precept. This is Romans chapter 3 and verse 3. It says, "For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect?" Like, no, it's not gonna deteriorate, especially the elect and the righteous. It's not gonna deteriorate their faith. It doesn't matter to us that we didn't see none of these miracles. It doesn't matter to us that we didn't see Moses literally split the Red Sea. That doesn't matter to us. If we believe, we read it, and we believe in our spirits, wholeheartedly, all these things gonna come to truth. You know, and the brother was, and I was saying something earlier to the spirit, and you were saying like, if you know, if you heard this truth, you better run to it, man. If you got open, your eyes got open to this knowledge and wisdom, understanding, the Most High blessed you and put the outside on you for your eyes, so you could see. You better run to that thing, man. It's not something to play with. I'm gonna get a precept on that through the spirit. Let me get I'm gonna get Isaiah chapter 6 in verse in 9. I'm gonna get Isaiah chapter 6 verse 9. It says, and he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. What did he say? Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes. So he said he gonna make their hearts fat, right? The hearts of the people fat and their ears heavy, man. I'm not hearing nothing. My heart is set for what I'm gonna do. I don't want to hear a damn thing that you got going on. People don't want to hear about Yahawashi. No, nobody want to hear about what he have going on, right? Like you were saying earlier, this generation is faithfulness, man.
Right.
Faithfulness, and they will wing it. They will wing it before they have faith in the Most High. They will wing it. They don't like, man, wherever the wind blows, man. I remember I used to be like that, man. Wherever the wind takes me, man.
Damn.
And I'm gonna land there and I'm gonna plant there. And whatever I want to do, I'm gonna do it. Like, that's how I used to be through the spirit, right? And this is continue on. It says, make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes. So he's shutting their eyes, right? He says, lest they see with their eyes and hear with their ears. He said, now, if they do see, if they do hear, right? He said, lest if they see with their eyes and hear with their ears and understand with their heart and convert. He said, and if they listen, they hear, and they feel it, they gonna convert. He says, and be healed. He says, right? He said they're gonna be healed through the spirit. But we know, the Most High did that on purpose. He don't want them to be healed. He don't want them, these certain individuals be healed. So if you got this truth and you heard this truth and you understand the truth and it makes sense to you and you got it and you like, okay, this is a ammunition, you press towards that mark, man. Believe in Yahawashi and the faith, man. Have faith that the Most High, everything that brothers teach to you, and you hear everything that you read that's righteous and it's not deterring off of the gospel. Believe that thing and run towards that thing through the spirit. But Khan, you got it, King.
Khan, yeah, that's a beautiful point too, man. Beautiful point. And I would like to touch on that too. When you go to the book of Matthew, actually, I think I want it. Yeah, Matthew chapter 9, Khan. Matthew chapter 9 and verse number 27, right? I want to look that up in Numbers, right? So Matthew chapter 9, verse 27, the Spirit.
Khan, this is Matthew 9:27. And when Yahawashi departed thence, two blind men followed him, crying and saying, Thou son of David, have mercy on us. And when he was come into the house, the blind men came to him, and Yahawashi said unto them, Believe ye that I am able to do this? They said unto him, Yeah, Lord.
Right. So the point that we want to touch on, it says, believe ye that I'm able to do this. Do you believe that I'm able to do this thing that you're asking me to do? Right. Yeah, come on, you see, because nothing is too hard for the Lord. Let's just get that real quick, man. Give me Deuteronomy, not Deuteronomy 30. Give me Jeremiah, right? Jeremiah chapter 32, verse 26. All right, let's just establish that real quick.
This is Jeremiah chapter 32 and verse 26.
Yeah,
this is Jeremiah 32 and 26. It reads, Then came the word of Yahweh unto Jeremiah, saying, Behold, I am the Lord Yahweh, all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me?
Right. Is there anything too hard for me? The Lord is the Lord of all flesh. So whatever you're asking, You might think, man, I think this is a hard thing. No, it's not a hard thing to the Lord. Nothing is too hard for the Most High. He's the Almighty power, right? Now, another precept, real quick, Jeremiah 32 and 17,
Mm-hmm.
right?
This is Jeremiah 32 and 17.
Come.
This reads, Ah, Lord Yahweh, behold, thou hast made the heaven and the earth by that great power and stretched thy arm, and there is nothing too hard for thee.
Some things is hard for the Lord,
There is nothing too hard for thee.
right? There is nothing too hard for thee. So that's something that we have to understand. There's nothing too hard for the Lord, man. One more precept, I can read it through the Spirit, and then I wanted to get numbers though, just to prove, nothing's too hard for the Lord. It's the book of Sirach, right? Sirach, chapter 13.
Mm-hmm.
Salaki, not 13, Salaki. What I want. Oh yeah, Salaki. 18, right? Sirach 18 and verse number 3.
This is Sirach 18 and 3. Who governeth the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will, for he is the
what?
king of and all things obey his will.
Right. So if all things obey his will, there's nothing too hard for the Lord. Just think about that. The wind obeys him, fish obey him. Everything obeys his will. So if everything obeys his will, there's nothing too hard for him. Right. And we can just finish that verse out.
Let's continue on. And all things obey his will, for he is the king of all, by his power dividing holy things among from the profane.
Right. So that's cut to the point, right? So let's go to the book of Numbers, chapter 20. And I just want to get this account real quick. Numbers 20 and verse number man, we can start verse 1 and then kind of just skip up. But yeah, Numbers 20 and
1.
Yeah, yep.
This is Numbers chapter 20, verse 1. Then came the children of Israel, even the whole congregation, into the desert of Zin in the first month, and the people abode in Kadesh, and Miriam died there and was buried there. And there was no water for the congregation, and they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron. And the people told with Moses and spake, saying, Would Yahweh that would have died when our brethren died before the Lord? And why have ye brought up the congregation of the Lord into the wilderness, that we and our cattle should die here? Should die there? And wherefore have ye made us to come up out of Egypt to bring us unto this evil place? It is no place of seed or of figs or of vines or of pomegranates, neither is there any water to drink. And Moses said, and Moses and Aaron went from the presence of the assembly unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and they fell upon their faces, and the glory of Yahweh appeared unto them.
Right. So you have our people. So you have our people stiff-necked, right? Saying that, oh man, they're chiding with Moses, like it says in the book of or it's in verse 3. They're chiding with Moses, saying, oh man, why you bring us over here? There's no water, right? Man, I wish we could just go back to Egypt. There's no place to seed, figs, vines, pomegranates. See, Jake, you always want the finest things, man. Our people always want the finer things. There's no pomegranate, right? Brother, what are you talking about? There's no pomegranates, man. You're literally with Yahawashi right now. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, we don't know exactly what that wilderness was like. It could have been, affliction, right? That's what Yahawashi was doing to us during that time. He was afflicting us to prove us. Like it says in the book of Deuteronomy, the 8th chapter, he took us through that wilderness to try us, to see if we would keep the commandments and know, right? Now, let's go down, or let's just keep reading from there, verse 8.
Verse 8, continue on.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 7, it says, And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Take the rod and gather thou assembly together, thou and Aaron thy brother, and speak ye unto the rock before their eyes. Speak ye unto the rock before their eyes.
Right. So the Lord says, Speak ye unto the rock. Nothing else. He said, Speak to the rock. So that's something we have to understand. He said, Speak to the rock before their eyes, and it shall what?
And it shall give forth his water, and thou shalt bring forth to them water out of the rock. So thou shalt give the congregation and their beasts drink.
Right. So he said, speak onto the rock. Now let's go down, right? Let's just keep reading and let's see what Moses does.
Continue on. And Moses took the rod from before the Yahweh as he commanded him. And Moses and Aaron gathered the congregation together before the rock and said unto them, Hear now, ye rebels, must we fetch you water out of this rock? And Moses lifted up his hand, and with his rod he smote the rock thrice, and the water came out out abundantly, and the congregation drank, and the beasts also.
Right. So Moses, did he speak to the rock? He smote the rock twice. Right. He smote the rock twice. He smote it with his staff twice. But the Lord said, speak onto it. Now, this is what the Lord said because he did that. Let's go to verse 12.
Verse 12, it says, And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, because ye believe me not.
What the Lord say?
Because ye believe me not
to
sanctify me in the eyes of the children of Israel, therefore ye shall not bring this congregation into the land which I have given them.
Right. So the Lord was so strict that because Moses hit the rock twice instead of talking to it or speaking to it, the Lord did not allow Aaron or Moses to bring the children of Israel into the promised land. It had to be Joshua and Caleb, right? When you read that in Joshua. So the Lord, guess what? He was strict about this, man. He was strict about it. Yeah, y'all hit the rock twice, but I literally said for you to speak to it. And what did the Lord say? He said, because you believe me not. So again, what was the fault of Moses in this occasion? In this occasion, Moses didn't believe necessarily that it would work, right? Kind of, you think like, man, speak to it. What am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to do? Right? Speaking to it, I'm gonna look like a fool talking to a rock, right? Imagine you just talking to a rock, right? Hey, come on, get some rock, get some water out here, right? Just talking to a rock, man, rubbing the rock. Come on, right? You're talking to this rock. People's gonna think you crazy, all right? But guess what? The Lord said, because you believe me not. Yeah, so you want to go hit it instead of talking to it. I'm not gonna let you bring this people into the promised land. Right? So yeah, that's just something we have to understand. The reason why we link that up with Matthew is because the Lord said unto them, believe you this, that I can believe you. Do you believe that I'm able to do this? Right? So we have to make sure that the thing that we're praying unto the Most High can actually make it come to fruition. Because otherwise, I mean, what's the point? You know, we're praying unto the Most High that He can give us more faith, and you kind of just in your mind like, man, ain't no God. That's a demon, man. All right, that's a demon in your spirit. All right, you got to get that out. All right, if you pray to the Most High and the thought kind of come to your mind saying, ain't no God, what the hell? You got to get that out, because that's the Lord said, double-minded man. You can't be like that, right? Because you got
hey, I'm just leaning back what you were saying, and kind of what you were saying through the Spirit. Hey, Matthew 5:36, and it says, as soon as Yahawashi heard the word that was spoken, he said unto the ruler of the synagogue, be not afraid, only believe, man. Hey, so we can't be afraid, man. We can't be afraid it's not gonna come true. We can't be afraid that, hey, man, he ain't hearing my prayers. No, we gotta believe it, man. It's all about believing, and believing, it's basically the same thing as having faith to the Spirit, man. So if you believe it, it's gonna happen. If you have faith, it's gonna happen. That's just simple. What kind you got it, King?
Hey, no, that's completely right, man. That's completely right. Let's go to the book of Job 19, and let's go to verse 25.
This is Job 19 and verse 25, and it reads, for I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth.
So
And
Job,
Job,
he knew. Oh, so like he said, I know that my Redeemer liveth. How does he know that?
mhm,
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, come on. I mean, this was before Yahawashi walked the earth as Hamashiach Yahawashi. So he was like, look, I know my Redeemer lives. He's going to stand upon the latter part of the earth. He's going to stand at the latter day upon the earth. Talking about Yahawashi, right? That's who the Redeemer is talking about. You know, and so again, how does Job know who Yahawashi is? That's something that we have to ask for ourselves. Well, I mean, of course he knows him because again, Job, he's a very wise man. He knew about the Son, he knew about the Most High. But again, he knows this for a fact. He said, I know. He's not like, oh man, I mean, it's a maybe. I don't know. He may or may not come. No, Job had
mhm.
faith in the Lord, right? He had faith in Yahushua. He says, I know he's going to come and stand upon the latter part of the or stand on the latter day upon the earth. And we know that that's not talking about necessarily the Most High. All right, the Most High is not getting off his throne for nobody. So we know that's talking about Yahushua. All right. So like King, you had a precept?
I had a piece of it escape me, but you got it,
Oh,
King. I'm gonna look forward to the spirit.
okay, con. All right. So I'm gonna hop back into the Gospels, right? I want to hop back into the Gospels, and so everybody that reads the Gospels, you'll understand that Yahweh Shah is always harping on faith, right? Always is harping on faith. Let's go to the book of Mark, chapter 11, because I mean it's very important to have that, right? Very important, actually. Yeah, you can get there, Mark 11:22, but let me check this out real quick. Right. Yeah, con. Yeah, actually, yeah. So before we get that, actually, Salaki, you can hold that. Let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 19, right? Classic Matthew 19 and verse 16. But there's something, this is a count. It goes longer than just, it's not just Matthew 19, 16 through 17. All right. Brothers always bring out, just stop at verse 17. All right. You have to, sometimes just read the whole count, man. All right. Let's go to Matthew 19 and verse 16. Right.
This is St. Matthew 19:16, and it says, and behold, one come and said unto him, good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? And he said unto him, why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is Yahweh. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments.
Mm-hmm.
He said unto him, which Yahweh Shai said, thou shalt not do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. The young man said unto him, all these things have I kept from my youth up, which lack I yet.
Right. So
Yahweh,
he's like, this man, right? Remember this young man, he's rich, according to this account. He's rich, he got money. And so he's asking how wish you know what I'm saying, what can I do to inherit eternal life? Yeah, how wish is telling him, look, keep the commandments, saying which ones, he's naming the law of Moses, right? And it says what? He said, look, I kept all these commandments from my youth up, but what do I still lack? What more do I have to do? Now let's go to verse 21. What do y'all wish I say?
Yahweh said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, and he had great possessions.
Yeah,
Then,
comfort. Yeah. Yep. Oh, select.
then, then said Yahweh
Oh, you got
unto
it.
the disciples.
Oh, so like you real quick. That's the point that I
Okay.
really want to get, Con. It says, but when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. So because this man had great possessions, the greater your possessions you have, and the more you indulge in it, the less your faith is, right? If you're
Mhm.
the poor man, the reason why his prayer reaches the clouds is because this man, all his hope is the Most High. That's his hope is the Most High. He doesn't have anything else, man. He can't hope in his car. He doesn't have a car. He's poor, right? He can't hope in his in his computer, in his phone. He can't hope in his house. He doesn't have a house. He's poor. He's homeless. You know that's why the prayer of the poor pierces the clouds, or the humble. right? And the Lord, he helps he helps the poor, yeah, but he also listens to the poor, the poor, the prayer of the poor, right? And also, let's get this real quick in the book of Exodus. All right, it's the book of Exodus, chapter 23. Because remember, we have to understand that, or actually Exodus 22, Exodus 22 and 25, right? Start there. So we have to understand that the poor, the reason why this rich man he couldn't do it is because he lacked faith. Again, did we not read in Mark chapter 9, verse 23, the fact that if you have faith, you can do all things. So if this man had more faith, this rich man had more faith, he could have just easily been like, oh yeah, I mean, these riches, I mean, that's nothing compared to the kingdom. But this man, he couldn't see that though. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't see past this life. When you have faith in the Lord and you have faith that all this work is paying off, you have the ability to look past this life, which is hard for some people. I mean, it's hard for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for a lot of people to visualize the kingdom of heaven. You're just reading it from a book, and there's only certain things and fragments that we know. We don't even know the complete picture, right? We don't know if it's going to be, if we're going to have diamond crowns or what. I mean, really just worry about the crown, right? Yeah, I mean, what's the kingdom really like? No brother can really say. We can only pull certain precepts and certain precepts. Some brothers saying that's not the kingdom, rock, and some brothers saying that is the kingdom. And so, I mean, we only prophesy in part and know in part, you know. But you literally have the ability to put on these, these glasses or this visual lens to where you can, see past this life that we're living in right now, and look into the kingdom. But like let's get that precept real quick. In Exodus 22 and 25.
God, this is Exodus 22 and 25. If thou lend money to any of my people that is poor by thee, thou shalt not be to him as an usurer, neither shalt thou lay upon him usury. If thou at all, okay,
Oh no, you got it. Like,
if thou at all take thy neighbor's raiment to pledge, thou shalt deliver it unto him by that the sun goeth down. For that is his covering only, it is his raiment, for his skin, wherein shall he sleep. And it shall come to pass when he cried unto me that I will hear, for I am gracious.
right. So the Lord said, look, if you afflict this poor man, right, but not by not giving him what he needs, which like it says, the pledge, right, by that which goeth, it's like it says, for thou shalt deliver it unto him by that the sun goeth down. It says, when he crieth unto me. Why? Because this man is poor. All right. Not saying that the Lord is respecter of persons, but you have to understand, man. A lot of rich men, they forsake the Lord, right? But the poor, the Lord is always dealing with the poor. He's not really dealing with the rich of this world, right? Let's go to Sirach chapter 21 and verse 5, because the Lord said, look, I'm going to hear him because I'm gracious. All right. Let's go to Sirach 21 and verse 5 just to link that up with that.
This Sirach 21 and verse 5. It reads, a prayer out of a poor man's mouth reacheth to the ears of Yahweh, and his judgment cometh speedily.
Right, exactly. So the prayer out of the poor man's mouth is going to reach onto the Most High. You see that? It's going to reach up to the Most High. Why? Because again, it's not that the Lord is respectful of persons, but that the fact that the Most High, he's hearkening onto the poor more, because guess what? They're rich in faith. That's in James chapter 2, verse 5, man. It says, have not God chosen the poor of this world rich in faith, and heirs to the kingdom of the Most High? So, a lot of times the poor, they're rich in faith, but the rich, if carnally, are poor in faith. They lack it. All right, but Con, you got it, King.
I had this precept I was going to get into. This is St. Mark chapter 11 and verse verse 22. It says, and Yahawashi answered, saying unto them, have faith in Yahweh, for verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed, and thou and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe those things which he shall say it come to pass. He shall have whatsoever he have. It's like it whatsoever he said. And that's what you got to do. You got to have faith in Yahweh, at all times, at all costs, man. You can't just be picking and choosing whether to have faith in, what not to have faith in, to the spirit, like the brother's going to, and and you could read that countless through all the whole scriptures, man. Even let me get this precept real quick. Yeah, First Maccabees. Let me get it real quick. First Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 52. It's 51. It says, "Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time. So shall you receive great honor and everlasting name. Was not Abraham found faithful in temptation?" So Abraham, he was found faithful in his temptation. Abraham literally did everything he could for the Most High so the Most High could see his faith. Not he didn't deteriorate off and wanted to do his own thing through the Spirit, right? And he showed that he had the faith through the Spirit, right? And that's how we gotta be in these last days, right? Because let me get Luke chapter 17. Luke 17. And let me start at I'm gonna get to the point through the Spirit. I just want this one precept. This is Saint Luke chapter 17, verse 5. It says, "And the apostles said unto the Lord, increase our faith." And that's what we gotta ask. Increase our faith in this thing. Increase it, and max that thing out. You want to make sure that we got the most faith coming into the last days, because you don't know where you fall on the teeter scale. Everybody have a lot that they have to be put in. So you want to be have asked the Most High to increase our faith, and know and know that the Most High is going to do it, and believe it, wholeheartedly through the Spirit, right?
Right.
God, I'm gonna get this precept real quick. Another precept through the Spirit. Let me get Acts chapter 6 and verse. I'm gonna start at I'm gonna start at 6 through the Spirit. This is Acts chapter 6 verse 6. Because after Yahawashi after death, the apostles they was going hard for the Most High. They was going hard for Yahawashi. And they knew who Yahawashi was and was having faith in him, right? This is Acts chapter 6 and verse 6. It says, "Whom they set before the apostle, and when they had prayed, they laid their hands on them. And the word of Yahweh increased, and the number of disciples multiplied in Jerusalem greatly. And a great company of priests were obedient to the faith." So they was obedient to everything that the Most High was laying in the forefront. They had faith. It was the kingdom. They knew the kingdom was coming, and they had faith that the Yahawashi was coming back. All through what the Yahawashi was preaching, all through the Gospels, right? And he said verse 8. It says, "And Stephen, full of faith." Stephen was full of faith, man. He was filled. He was eating that gut. The man was he had faith, man. And that's where we gotta be on that. I can't take no more throwing up faith, man. Like, let me get some to the brother. I'm throwing up faith, but keep trying to get full. Verse 8, "And Stephen, full of faith and power, did great wonders and miracles among the people." Just like and that's the action that we gotta be in. Our miracles are not parting the Red Sea and doing all wondrous things that Yahawashi doing, even some of the apostles doing, but seeing that our people being so little of bearing of faith, so barren of faith, coming back into the faith, man, that's a miracle itself. Seeing all our people waking up at a mass rate, that's a faith in this. I mean, that's a miracle in itself to the Spirit. Seeing all the brothers on the highways and byways, seeing all the young brothers on the highways and hedges as well. A younger brother is younger. It's It's starting to be a young man's sport in this thing, through the spirit. Hey, so hey, that's how it gotta be. The more faith that
Right.
we have in the Most High, the more the increase of these prophecies and these things will unfold through the spirit. But Khan, you got a king.
Right. Con. Yeah, no, I mean that's exactly right. That's exactly right. And I just want to get precept what the brother saying in Luke 8 and 25. Now it's the same account that we read in Matthew in terms of the ship, right? In terms of the ship, but I just want to get this in the other account because remember, the Gospels they share the same accounts, but it's just worded differently. So let's see how Luke words it in Luke 8 and 25.
This is Luke 8 and 25. And he said unto them, where is your faith? And they being afraid, wondering, saying one to another, what manner of man is this? What manner of man is this? For he commanded even the winds and water, and they obeyed him.
Yeah, Khan. So it says, where is your faith? You see that? He said, where's your faith, man? He kind of did the miracle and was like, man, where the hell is your faith, bro? So, hey, that's crazy. That's how the Lord gets on our people. Where's your faith? Why y'all don't believe? You know what I'm saying? Why? Hey, so, I mean, that's it's like you said, what?
I said, yeah, I wish I was clowning.
Yeah, I wish I was clowning, man. He was like, man, why don't y'all believe, man? Why don't y'all believe in the Lord? Why don't you believe in my word? Why don't you believe in my power? All right. And so that's exactly what the Lord is asking us. Let's go to the book of Romans 11 and verse 22. All right.
This is Romans chapter 11.
Or Salaki, Romans chapter Salaki, Romans, what is this? 13:22, Salaki. 13.
This is Romans.
13.
No,
Salaki 14:22. Salaki, you got it.
This is Romans chapter 14, verse 22. It reads, hast thou faith? Have it to thyself before Yahweh. Happy is he that condemneth not himself in that thing which he allowed.
Right. So the Lord said, hast thou faith? That's exactly, I mean, Paul is asking the same thing that the Lord is saying. Do you have faith? Because with anything that's not, being done in faith through the Spirit, I mean, Paul said, if you do anything without faith, you're basically going off. You know what I'm saying? You're basically going off because we should always be what? Walking in that spirit of faith. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, when you go to the book of Galatians, chapter 5 and verse number 22, let's get that real quick. That's actually one of the fruits of the Spirit that Yahawashi had. Because remember, the fruits of the Spirit, you have the fruits of the flesh. The fruits of the flesh is what, when you're walking in the flesh, this is what you're going to bring forth. All right, that's what that's talking about. So adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, murder, envy, and strife, debate, all this other stuff. So when you're walking in the flesh, that's what you're going to bring about. But when you're walking in the spirit, this is what you're going to bring about. Right? Let's see what that says.
This is Galatians chapter 5 and verse 22. It reads, but the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith.
Right? So it says faith. Faith is one of the fruits of the Spirit. Remember, fruits of the Spirit is not just, all right, well, yeah, got to be nice. Fruits of the Spirit, right? Man, I really want to kiss this brother out, but, fruits of the Spirit. Guess what? Fruits of the Spirit is also faith too, man. Faith that what? Your work is going to be rewarded. You know what I'm saying? You're praying to the Lord. You're hoping to the Lord that the Lord can actually do the thing that you're hoping for him to do. If you're praying for a car, I mean, you got to literally visualize that and believe that you can actually receive a car. If you think that, oh man, that can never happen. I mean, brother, if you're praying to the Most High, and you're saying, well, I mean, I know it can't really happen, but guess what? I mean, we can't doubt the Lord's power. Who knows? And guess what? Just because the Most High doesn't give you certain things, at a certain time when you want it, doesn't mean that he won't give it to you, right? And it doesn't mean that he can't give it to you. Guess what? And all the time we talk about it's all also on the Most High's timeline. So, if the Lord doesn't give you a call right now, or you praying for something, the Lord doesn't give you something at this very moment, doesn't mean that He won't give it to you in the future, right? But Khan, you got it, King.
God, and that's a good point to the spirit because, like you said, a lot of people it's on their time, like but we know the Most High is the orchestrator, or a director, writer, screenwriter in this thing, and we just pawns and actors in this thing. We the ones that's being led into what we got to do, right? And brother made a point. This is Sirach chapter 2 and verse 10. It says, "Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded?" Hey, so if you have anybody in the whole scriptures, if you could find it, that was ever confounded, that had trust in the Most High. Have we ever read anything like that happening? And and you can't find it, right? It says, "And was confounded," or did any abide in his fear was forsaken, or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? Right? So you can never find anything that the Most High just neglected, man. Full headed, just neglected and not dealt with that person. And that person was righteous to the spirit. That everybody got to understand it, that if you're going through something, if you're righteous according to the Most High scriptures, the Most High is going to deal with you. And that's plain, right? Yeah. And this is Luke chapter 12 in verse, I'm gonna start at 22. It reads, "And he said unto his disciples, Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, neither for the body, what ye shall put on." And that's what a lot of people think about. Think about what they're gonna eat, thinking what they're gonna put on their body, right? He said, "What? The life is more than meat, and the body is more than raiment. Consider the ravens, for they neither sow nor reap, which neither have storehouses nor barn, and Yahweh feedeth them. How much more are ye better than the fowls?" And he said, these animals, they got no stores, man. And y'all got stores. We got all these different things to get. We got Postmates, man. We got a Grubhub. We got all these different apps to get food, man. And these animals, they eat every day, right? He said, "What?
Right.
And which of you, with taking thought, can add to his stature of 1 cubit? If ye then not be able to do that thing which is least, why take ye thought for the rest? Consider the lilies, how they grow, they toil not, they spin not, and yet I say unto you that Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. And then, if then, this the point, if then Yahweh so clothed the grass, which is the day in the field, and tomorrow is cast into the oven, how much more will he clothe you, O ye of little faith?" Man. So you don't want to be the person of little faith when the Most High does everything in his own time. Everything is already orchestrating the Most High plans. So you got to have faith in the Most High and know that these things are going to happen. You don't want to be the person with with no faith, man. Like you said, if he feed the animals of the world, these birds that we see flying, they don't go hungry, man. They don't go starving. The Most High, make sure they have something. How about you?
Mm-hmm.
Khan, you got it, King.
Yeah, Khan. No, that's exactly right, man. That's exactly right. And these are good precepts to go over, honestly. You know what I'm saying? The Gospels, again, Yahawashi, he talks about faith. A reason why a lot of stress is in the world is because people lack faith. You know what I'm saying? And, that's exactly why, man. And like I said, people that don't have the light, people that's not in the truth, I don't know how y'all still operate, man, without having Yahawashi as that safeguard. You know what I'm saying? You believing in him, man. Because the Lord said, "Wherefore Comfort one another with these words. So you comfort, you know what I'm saying, your people, right? You comfort each other with these words of the Lord, all right? And guess what? This word of the Lord said in the book of Romans 10, verse 17, that what faith is going to what? Faith come by hearing and hearing by the word of God. So you hear more, you read more, your faith is going to be increased. You see that? And that's how to also increase your faith as well. By praying to the Most High, praying, fasting, of course, and also reading these words of the Lord, because again, faith cometh by hearing. All right. And again, faith is like it's a superpower to you. All right. When Paul talks about them, Ephesians 6 and 10 on down, he talks about putting on the whole armor. So
Uh,
part of that armor on is faith. That's one of our weapons against Hashatan, against Satan. You know, that's one of our weapons, man, that we can use against him. All right. And again, the Lord gave us a lot of weapons to fight against Satan. Prayer, he gave us prayer, fasting. He gave us this word, the sword. You understand? Ephesians 6 and 18 on down. So we have a lot of weapons that we can use and utilize to our advantage. Faith being one of them, man. Because if we believe, everything is possible to you, right? Everything. You know, the Lord said, "Be not doubtless, but believing." Right now, yeah, that's really I mean, there's other precepts, but again, I mean, if we were just up here bringing out every precept on faith, I mean, it's going to last like 12 hours, right? Because it's so many. It's so
yeah,
many,
God.
right? Brothers getting deep in there. It's going to Jeremiah. It's going into, you know. So again, all our forefathers, foremothers had this form of faith, the righteous of them at least. They had a form of faith. Even in this world right now, when you look at it, people that believe in the Big Bang even have faith too, right? Because have they seen another Big Bang that created the whole universe? No. I just literally took physics, cosmology, and space time relativity. They literally said, "Oh yeah, well, if we see another one, that'll be cool, but we haven't seen it, right?" So you haven't seen it, but you believe it. Well, of course, through evidence, because if you look at the universe is expanding at such a point that is past c, which is point the speed of light. And if you look at that's one of the evidences, and you look at the evidence of the cosmic background radiation that's found all throughout the universe, we can calculate that, and then we can see how old the universe is, and it's 14 billion years. Bro, what the hell are you talking about, man? Have you seen it? Yes or no, man? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know literally what Esau believe in. I took that class so I can learn what you damn believe in. It's just madness, man.
Man, I was confused just now. All right.
Yeah, fine. Hey, that's how I was thinking,
I'm
man.
like, man.
Yeah, they say based off of cosmic microwave background radiation that's found throughout the universe, that's evidence of the proof of the Big Bang. What are you talking about? Have you seen a Big Bang? Yes or no? No. Okay, so you have faith that Big Bang actually existed and that came to pass, but you haven't seen it. Same thing with the Lord. Same thing with
Uh,
Yahweh. You know, we believe Yahweh shall walk the earth, though we haven't seen it, though there's not sufficient evidence to substantiate him. You know what I'm saying? Even though there are certain, you know, historic sources that would accredit to his existence, but again, you know, it's not like it's not as viable, it's not as suit a strong I mean, what would you say? Like, it's not as strong evidence as Abraham Lincoln walking the earth. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows that he walked the earth. You know what I'm saying? Things like these historical figures where there's just 10,000 sources on them, man. Right? There's not 10,000 sources on Yahweh Shah. You got the word of the Lord, and you might have few extra biblical, sources, but that's really it. So, I mean, if you believe in Yahweh Shah, this is the primary book that teaches about him. You see that? So, I mean, you got to think about that too. And so,
uh,
yeah, Khan. And also, people that believe in the Big Bang or don't even believe in the Lord, they also have faith too. You get up in the morning, you go to work, or to go to work, you have faith that your job is still there. Did you literally wake up and try to check if your job is still there? You kind of call, yeah, is the job still there? They're going to damn hang up on you, man. What are you talking about? The job still there? You go here every day. What are you talking about? Right? So even people that don't even believe in the Most High, they have faith that their job is still there, right? That or people that might go to school, your campus is still there. Why are you hopping in your car at damn 7 a.m. to get to your 8 a.m. class, to drive to your 8 a.m. class? You are, I mean, you already have, you believe that it's already there. What if it just burned down the other night, right? And you didn't know about it. You know what I'm saying? But you had faith that it's still there. You didn't just wake up one day, oh man, is my job gonna be there? Man, what if it this? What if it that? What if a plane came over and dropped down some bombs? Right? No, you weren't thinking that. So again, faith is not a far-fetched idea. Certain people do have faith, but maybe not to the certain extent as we in this truth do, right? And we strive to have more of it. But again, this is a form small level of faith that this world has. Right. So yeah, all praise to the Most High. But in terms of faith for the Lord, no. I mean, it's non-existent. It's non-existent.
Man. Yeah.
It's non-existent.
We got faith in a lot of different things, man.
Yep.
A lot of different things, but hey, Most High, even I would go further to say even so-called Christians, man, they don't have no faith, man. They have no faith in the word, man. They take beats and they like the story. I say they like the story, man. And that's it.
Right.
But
Yeah.
people have faith in a lot of different things. Even like you were saying on like me having Yahawashi, like these so-called Plato and Socrates and these men, there's little evidence on these men, but I believe the book of John have more credibility, like more sources you could go to say that the book of John was actually here, like that these account. So
right.
You could try to discredit Yahawashi, but we know the book of John is literally written about Yahawashi, and there's more evidence about that than Homer and Socrates and all these people that people believe in. They take these philosophers and they believe in them,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's basically like the brother was going to. Hey, that's faith, man. You have faith in the little sources they got and say he was here, And you could, man, there's probably a lot of these so-called philosophers and that they probably wasn't even, big important people, but are even real to the spirit. But who knows?
Mm-hmm.
And that's faith. You got faith in that, like Leo da Vinci and all these people. Like, do you really what's the sources? Like, how many sources can you account for these men? So, and that's it's all faith, man.
Yep. But looks like you had another precept.
I got a precept to the spirit, King. One precept to the spirit, and then I don't know if you're gonna get closing precepts.
Yeah, after that, yep.
This is Iraq chapter 1 and verse and 27. Get to the point. It says, "For the fear of the Lord is wisdom, and instruction, and faith and meekness are his delight," man. So faith and meekness are his delight to the spirit, man. So the fear of the Lord is wisdom, and faith and meekness is his delight, and that's all the things that we should have to the spirit, right? So I want to get this other precept to the spirit. This is one of my closing precepts to the spirit. I'm gonna get 2 precepts. So we gotta have faith in this thing. This is Revelation chapter 2 in verse 19. It says, "I know thy works in charity, in service, and faith." So everybody, you gonna have faith in these days, man. He know our charity, and he know the service and thy works, man. He said, and faith. So everybody that's have faith, that's the elect, he sees you, man. Your faith is not gonna go unnoticed. Your faith is the reason why like we went through the notorious precepts all through when Yahawashi was walking. He based everybody and he healed everybody based off their faith, man. Right? He says, "I know thy works in charity and service and faith, and thy patience and thy works, and the last to be and the last two be more than the first. And that's plain as day. So everybody, they gotta get into the spirit of, you don't have to be the man, the hour, man. You don't have to be the woman of the hour. Just be that little fly on the wall. Just be humble and be meek about yourself. Right.
Right.
This is Sirach 24 and 24. It says, "Fate not to be strong in the Lord, that he may confirm you. Cleave unto him, for the Lord Almighty is God alone, and beside him there is no other Savior." So that's plain. And there's no other Savior but Yahweh, by Yahawashi. And we gotta cleave unto him, have faith, and have faith, pray for faith, and pray for mercy, and all these things. Hey, Most High gonna bless us. Most High gonna get us out of this captivity. And we're gonna be in abundance to the thing. Pecan, all praise.
All praises, all praises. Yep. Hey, that's exactly right, man. I'm gonna bring out this precept too, as a closing through the spirit. This is right, selected. Right. This is the book of Luke, chapter 10. Right, Luke chapter 10, verse 38 says, "Now it came to pass as they went that he entered into a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha received him into her house, and she had a sister called Mary, which also sat at Yahushua's feet and heard his word. But Martha was cumbered about much serving, and came to him and said, Lord, dost thou not care that my sister have left me to serve alone? Bid her therefore that she help me. And Yahushua answered and said unto her, Martha, Martha, thou art careful and troubled about many things, but one thing is needful, and Mary hath chosen that good part, which shall not be taken away from her." So again, Martha, she was on fire, right? Martha was on fire, but guess what? Mary was more on fire. Because Martha, she was trying to minister unto the men that was there, trying to minister unto the multitude that was there, minister unto Yahushua. But Mary is like, look, while Yahushua is here, I'm going to sit at his feet, man. And she had faith. You see that? She had faith. Going even also on a precept with Luke chapter 7, Luke chapter 7, in verse 50, it says, "And he says to the woman, thy faith have saved thee. Go in peace." So we know that our faith can save us, man. Right? What are you choosing? You know what I'm saying? You choosing the faith, you choosing the world, man. So that's always the dilemma that we're faced with every day, man. You choosing the faith, you choosing the world. You choosing to walk in faith, you choosing to be carnal, man. Right? So with that, all praises to Yahweh.
So
you got it.
Sorry, I got a point in what you're saying, because in these last days, when we are pilgrims on the earth, man, your works, sometimes your works, all your works you should be storing all your works up now. So in the time when certain things we ain't gonna be able to do, and it's gonna be based off your faith, man. Your faith, like the brother said, your faith is gonna be what's gonna get you to the kingdom. But you gotta store up, as of today, store up all the works that you can, plus faith. And when the time comes to where we don't know how is this the 7th day, or is this like right. you probably don't have no fringes on because you run in, you never know what might happen, right. So like you said, your faith is gonna save you through the spirit. But I want to say that through the spirit, King.
No, that's exactly right. It's your faith that's what's going to be important that day. Now, how mighty your beard is, or you might have the mightiest garments, man. It's not going to matter in that day, man. Right? Yeah, it's like, I may not have a lot of faith, but I was looking fly at Passover. Hey, the Lord doesn't care about that, man. The Lord doesn't care about that. Hey, he's looking at your faith, man. So with that, all praise to Yahweh by Hashem Hamashiach, one like Yahawashi. Lord willing, this video is edifying through the spirit. This brother Yasha Allah.
That's brother Sarat.
Khan, come back, show yet another video through the spirit by Yahweh by Hashem Hamashiach, one like Yahawashi. Shabbat Shalom to the 12, man. Lord willing, brothers and sisters are going to endure through the spirit and have a mighty, mighty blessed Shabbat through the spirit. Hey,
the red eyes, man.
Red eyes, man. Gotta put the brother on too, made by Natash through the spirit. What I say, Yahawashi, man. Red eyes, man, through the spirit. All right, ain't no white Christ over here, man. No white Christ over here, man. Hey,
Okay.
Cristo es negro, no es blanco, man. All right.
Ooh,
So, hey, all praise to the
they
Most
playing.
High.
God, all praise to the Most High.
All right. Khan, all praise to the Most High. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Khan.
Shalom, shalom, Akim.
Shalom, shalom. Khan.
Shalom, shalom.